our fourth annual Full Circle Business Brunch.
This room is small enough but big enough that you can connect with someone. And that is the intention of the Full Circle Business Brunch experience. Being in business is not a competition. We all can win at all levels.
We come from a lot of poverty. How do you break out of a scarcity mindset as a small business?
If you keep it positive, positive will always keep you. The idea that I'm always broke, I never have enough money. You can easily say, I don't have enough money yet. And that changes how you then move forward with your next financial decision.
I'm here to help educate you all on things that you may not have known about, because we find that there's a lot of suffering that goes on when people don't know about stuff.
When you're entering into a business relationship, it's still a relationship. So you want to maintain a good rapport with whoever it is that you're transacting with. You're hiring an attorney to not only protect you, but to also be the bad guy in certain situations.
We can help you connect to people who are looking for jobs. We have 200,000 people in our job bank. We're here to help the businesses out there. We're doing really the heavy lifting in our economy.
This is my fourth time attending this event. Each year it gets better and better. It's really inspiring to see what she's doing for the community and working with the youth.
Why I wanted to start my business is because my mom was working too hard, right? I want to have my own business, my own clothing to wear on the street.
This is an amazing, amazing event with lots of knowledge for business owners, business starters, and just who's thinking about getting in the industry. Hope this continues to be an annual event for those who want to learn more about business and get into the business space.
Thank you for being a part of this transformational experience.
A brighter day tomorrow will bring. Oh.
Welcome to the real journey of the entrepreneur. The journey of any entrepreneur begins with a decision, then writing down your vision, then the execution of that vision. It is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who understand how powerful your mind is and that you can truly create the life that you deserve. It does require a unique formula that includes belief in yourself, a lot of consistency, connecting with an OG, a lot of tears, missing out on a few events and things, and taking a whole lot of risks that will allow you to see your vision and dream come to pass. This journey of the entrepreneur is from the perspective of a wonderful mother, a business owner, whose goal is to break generational barriers and normalize the process of wealth building and financial wellness through entrepreneurship, all while creating a social and give back along the way. I am sharing this journey with you and invite you to share this process with me. Let's do this together.
It's my own, but you have to feel comfortable to own it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I will always support you.
Thank you.
Well, greetings, fabulous people. I do hope that you are doing amazing and that you are getting good naps, eating good food, and replenishing your mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to the real journey of entrepreneurship, where we go beyond the highlight reels, the stories, and into the heart of what it really means to be in this space of entrepreneurship. And that building a business is on the pathway of building wealth. My name is Anita Pierce, and I'm the founder and CEO of 11375. And today is no exception. We're taking a really, really deep dive into something that I believe is really a part of this process. You learn, you expand, and then you teach. You learn, you expand, and then you teach. And today, I get to have someone who is coming back into this space who is a serial entrepreneur. When I tell you that I get super excited when I have folks who take me up on a simple request and continues to be committed to growing her craft. This is another exciting one for me. Tifany is back, y'all. Tifany Thomas is back. And this time, Tifany is coming back, as we all know, educator, social worker, mother, deep soul, serial entrepreneur. But Tifany is also dedicated to helping others succeed. And so today we are going to be talking very deeply and passionate about this new venture, which, I get to, peek in and, dive in. And I believe I'm the first. So I feel really honored that, I have the opportunity to interview someone who is very, very passionate about the world of education. So guess what? I get your notepad, get your tea, water. Definitely need to stay hydrated, especially New York has been super, super soupy. And let's take a deep dive as to where we are going next. Because if you've ever dreamed of really starting a business that really impacts and wants to create a space for families and communities, you do not want to miss this conversation. Hey, Tifany.
Hi.
Hey, Tiffany's back.
Hi. I am so excited to be here. Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
But it's the truth. That's who you are. That's who I know you are, right? Not only, just being dynamic, but just really focused in on your craft. So today we are going to be talking about how you are now expanding from boss level, being the boss, being behind the scenes, to now training people within this space of education and children and families. So let's talk about that. Tell us, what are you doing now? We got founder of Training Others to Succeed. All right, so that's new, right? That's new.
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 Yes. So training others to succeed was born from my passion for helping others. As you know, I'm also the founder and CEO of Around the Clock Tots, which is a 24-hour childcare program. And I have been blessed to be very successful in that business. And I've had others, seek my support in doing the same for themselves. So the idea came to me to make this another business. So now I am helping others, aspiring entrepreneurs, with opening businesses that are related to their passions. And the debut is the how to build a childcare business, but there's more to come.
Okay. All right. So we're launching into this consultant and really showing your level of expertise within the space of business, which I so love. I encourage it highly. If you are someone who has honed in on your craft, and let me just put a comma and to that, because just because you do not have a business, right? Tifany is coming with years of experience in that space. So she has dominated in her craft that has transitioned into one business, but now are teaching us, right, what it means to be specifically in nurturing families in the childcare space. So I really want to unpack that, Tifany, because a lot of times when we're thinking about childcare, and I will share my story. Always like to tell stories. It's story time. So one thing that terrified me in the beginning, I have a 10-year-old. She's 10 now. We have never, and I don't like to say this with a badge of honor, utilize a childcare service because of my fears. Right? I didn't know Tifany back then. Had I known Tifany, it would have been different. However, that was my thing. So I want to start with that messaging. When someone is deciding they want to go into this space, how do you teach them to manage what the client sees as like, oh my God, my heart is outside of my chest, and now it's going to you?
Are you referring to the parent that wants to enroll a child, or you're referring to the person that wants to open the business, and how do they address the hesitant parent?
Both.
Okay, so for the parent, honestly, they come with some bit of background as to my program. So they've either visited my website, or they've received a referral, or they've read my reviews. So they come partially, hesitant, and they're just waiting for me to seal the deal when they meet me in person. And I take that opportunity to do just that. So it's about being welcoming, relatable. I explain, my struggles with childcare. And I explain how I understand entirely, why that hesitation exists. And then I assure them that, I treat all the children in my program like my own. Like, we are family. Most of my families have been with us since we've opened, which was in 2022. So, and they're just waiting to age out. So yes, I feel like it begins with building that level of comfort, that connection, and then always that notion that you always have another option if for whatever reason this doesn't work for you. This isn't the end of your childcare search if for whatever reason you choose to move on from us, but that rarely happens. Now, for the business owner, I feel like it also starts with just that. You have to be able to connect. I think relationships are important in almost any business, right? And if you can't make that connection, because although this is still a business, there's a very large human aspect of it. You are caring and nurturing children, people's prized possessions. So if you can't make that connection, then childcare business is not the business for you. And that's something that I've honestly, those that I have helped go on this journey, I started with that. You have to genuinely have a passion for children. You have to genuinely want to help people for this to be successful. If you're in it just for the profit, it's not going to work.
Okay. All right. So let's unpack that, right? So you are training others to connect the human side of this specific industry. How much time does that take you to do just that?
Well, honestly, it depends on the individual. And if I feel that there's any hesitation there that they can't understand that point, I won't even bother to proceed. I would just say, you know what, I don't think I can help you, because that has to be there. It just has to, and it might be where they may need to visit my program, see how we operate, see the connections that we make with the children. And then if they say, I can do that, then maybe we can proceed in that direction. But if you see it as, yeah, maybe I don't know if this is going to work for me, because I feel like that's something people do. They jump into a business with a false idea. And then when they face it, it's like, oh, I didn't sign up for this.
Right.
So that's something I would recommend as well. Visit spaces to see how childcare programs are run.
All right. So let's land there for a bit, right? So you're teaching those who they have to have like a sweet spot for this space. And then the other thing that I heard you just mention is about visiting places. Are you encouraging those who want to follow up and to look at some best practices and things not to do, or how are you guiding them? Are you only telling them to go to the best, like come here, look and see what we do, or like, what's the process?
Or visit places, right? And then take note of what you've seen and what you feel worked and didn't work. And then know, that may be something that isn't the best way to, run a business. That's a great idea. I love how they did this. I love how they did that. But also, this first course that I'm introducing, it's like targeting aspiring entrepreneurs that are either already in the field of education or want to be in the field of education. So that passion for children is already there. It's already there. If it's someone who doesn't have it, then it's going to be a little bit more work that has to be, done. But I am targeting the aspiring entrepreneur that's already in the field of education or childcare, but now wants to no longer be a childcare provider, but be a childcare business owner.
Okay, so that leads to what you're introducing. Tell us about what you're offering, some of the services that you are planning in this specific space.
So, Training Others to Succeed is the umbrella. That is the company. We are designing courses for aspiring entrepreneurs, and our debut course is how to build a childcare business. So, From Burnout to Boss is the series. So, every course will start with From Burnout to Boss because it's targeting those that are currently in that 9 to 5 spot and they're looking for something different. And they're either already burned out or they're approaching burnout. So the first course, How to Build a Childcare Business, is targeting like myself, the educator that was burned out, that was just entirely ready and needed a change. And the easiest, I want to say, for me at the time was to transition into childcare because I still was able to take my love for children, my love for teaching, and be a boss at the same time. So that's what we're looking for to help those that purchase the first course, which is How to Build a Childcare Business.
So I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna. I like to do the excess follow-up questions once I hear something exciting, right? So you well know from your experience about the importance of caring for yourself.
Yes.
How does one who's just starting in the business arena, what tips are you offering them to manage burnout? Because it does happen and happens often.
Yes. I feel you have to plan for sustainability, and that starts with building systems. Like I have been fortunate to build a system that works. And it didn't take as much time because I was very diligent with that. But the system that I have put in place has allowed me to step back and put energy into TOTS, that's Training Others to Succeed. And it's not a coincidence that around the clock TOTS.
Right.
So, and that's what allows me to be here with you today. I have my team with the children now as we speak, but that only works because I put effort into making sure I built the right team. So that's what I would say. It starts with putting systems in place that allow you to do things like, seek other opportunities or self-care or whatever it may be that allows you to step back from your business. Because I feel like that's a pitfall entrepreneurs, enter into because they don't realize that it takes a team. And if you want to be able to venture out and do other things, you need to make sure that system is in place.
So I want to, and thank you for that. I want to do a bragging point about you, right? So, Tifany and I have shared a couple of spaces, and I've learned a significant amount from her targeted experiences, shared experiences. But I also want to talk about access to capital, because I honestly think that you have done really well with your planning and strategic movement, right? And so I want to shout you out because you've transitioned. I feel like you transitioned really well, right? Even though you were coming out of a work situation, but you still planned it out. It wasn't like you just was like, you know what, we on ramen noodles, that's what we're doing, and that's I'm jumping ship. You had a very strategic and thoughtful plan. So I really want to unpack that, right? Because a lot of times, even as you are building out your consultants and you're getting clients, what are some of the advice that you can offer if they like, you know what, I'm just going to launch. I'm just out. I'm leaving. And then the access to capital piece, which is ever so critical in terms of building your business. Take it away, Tifany.
So you should definitely start with a foundation. So if you currently are employed, save save, save. If your credit is not so great, work on that because you will need it. If you already are lucky enough to have, some savings or capital to enter into your business, now seek other capital, like for example, grants, which you don't have to repay, low interest loans. I was fortunate enough to had, received a childcare desert grant for around the clock tots. So that was what helped us, really get our business running in the beginning, especially with the pandemic happening. But I was giggling as you were saying that because I literally just got a grant yesterday for $2,500. And yes, but interesting enough, this is very interesting. So they had awarded me a loan, a $40,000 low interest loan earlier this year, and I've been just like sharing with other entrepreneurs, just sharing with anyone who I come across that I came into this, and they saw that, and they just called me yesterday and said, you know what, we had this money, and we had to think who to award it to, and we thought about all the work that you've been doing for the community, how great you've been, how I'm doing well with the repayment of the of the loan. So they say we would love to offer it to you. And I'm like, wow, great, of course. So, that came from just being responsible, right? And then also showing that this was not just for the purpose of opening a business and making money. Like I genuinely want to make a difference in the lives of the people that I meet, of the families that I serve, and now of the aspiring entrepreneurs that Tots is hoping to turn into bosses.
All right. So I'm not gonna let the finance stuff go because that is
Oh, it's
that is
critical.
something that is so critical um in terms of being able to leverage, right?
Yes.
So you said something that oftentimes I can think back when I first started. I, there was no lines of credit, no loans. It was all like, oh yeah, I'm building this up. And then once my cash reserves was going low, I'm like, oh, this ain't smart. So I really want to unpack as you are in this process of how important is having good credit, good
Mm.
personal credit. How important is that?
It's
Because
everything. It's everything. Even the loan that I'm speaking of, they ran my personal credit. If I had not had good personal credit, I would not have been approved for the loan. So it's everything. You have to have good credit when you come into this business, especially if you don't want to have to take out loans with extremely high interest rates, or credit cards with extremely high, APRs. You have to have good credit. So definitely work on that if that's something that you don't already have. And when you do enter into business and when you do do well, it's time to stop trying to do it by yourself, because I also thought that I could do that, and I learned the hard way when I got audited that yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So this year I am happy to say that I hired oh, your referral, Miss Downey. I hired her as my accountant. Yes. So thank you for that. And that's also important, staying in contact with people that, your mentors as Anita, those that have been with you throughout your journey, because moments will come where you'll need something. And then you can always, Anita will tell you, I need a lawyer. I'm calling her. I need a website design. I'm calling her. So yes, I needed an accountant. I was like, okay, enough is enough. You can no longer do this on your own. You need to do something. So yes, I hired an accountant, bookkeeper. Now I can relax. But it goes back to what I said about building systems. So now I'm not spending hours trying to balance my books and things of that nature, constantly reviewing my P&L statement. I can just take that same time and put it into my business.
all right, excellent, right? Tiffany be listening.
Yes, I do.
So
But that's also important.
that,
Listen.
that's real important. All right, so let's talk about some of the pitfalls and challenges that you have identified for those who are looking to enter into this space of business. Do tell. Like what do we mess up on? How do we navigate through those challenges? Because they always come, family. They always it's
Yes.
just what do you do and how do you manage that? And what are the gaps that you have noticed so far?
Well, specifically in the childcare industry,
Mhm.
like quality, excuse me, access to high quality childcare is definitely
Mm,
a gap that exists. And if you're going to go into this business, you need to go into it with the expectation that you are going to provide a high quality program. That is what's going to make you successful. I always say it's not just about being a babysitter, because it's so much more than that. And I never use that term. And as I told you, I don't even use the term daycare. And if you hear me say that, it's only so people can relate. We are a holistic program. We are serving the whole family. And I feel like that is necessary if you want to be successful in this business. And there's also support. There's really none out there. Like when I started, as much research and internet searching I was doing, I wasn't finding any service that helped do this work, or open nothing to teach you about licensing requirements, nothing to teach you about hiring and retaining staff, nothing about managing cash flow, nothing. So I went through it, hit the pitfalls, but now, having already been through it, I'm able to avoid it in the future. So now when I'm opening my next facility, I'm past those issues. When I'm helping others, which is exactly why I founded TOTS, because I'm helping others avoid those pitfalls. So now what took me maybe 6 months can take you half of that, because you're getting it from someone who's already been there, especially if you're a former educator.
And especially if you listen.
Yes.
You gotta listen.
That part.
Don't take the advice or pay for the course and you don't listen and you don't follow through the steps. And it's not as though we are the end all be all, but someone who has actually gone through the experience can shortcut your process to your goal and vision. And that is really the baseline for being a consultant. You have gone through, in my case, government contracts, or coaching small businesses. And I can tell you that when you have an OG like holding your hand, it helps, right?
Yes,
so it does. And it's not for brownie points. It's not for any of that. But I also want to lend to the fact that you discover, this process of being in this space, learning. And at the end of the day, you really should figure out what advices that you're going to be utilizing within your business. So I'm going to ask you this, Tifany, right? How you balancing all of this? Like, for real, how are you so we got multiple businesses now, which you're a serial entrepreneur, but that's not all of your life.
Right.
What's the secret?
It goes back to the systems. I'm building systems, strong systems, and they're working. And if I see that something isn't working, I'm instantly fixing it. And also I have support. I'm not one to think that I can do it all alone. I'm not one to hesitate to ask for help. I have no problem with seeking help. I have a great support system. I have a loving husband. I have my children, although I feel like they're taking more from me than giving, but they remind me that this is why I do what I do, because I'm also not just, and that's also what training others to succeed is about. We're not just selling you a course. We're hoping we want this to be transformative, right? We want this to help you build a legacy, to build generational wealth. I also closed on my first investment property yesterday.
So
I didn't want to take away too much from this, but
let me just clap that up. You have no idea. When I say I am uber proud of you,
thank you.
I am, because this is it's joyful. It's it's not, and I wanna also say that while I am so excited.
Thank you
for all of the goodness that's coming to you. Why? There's two reasons why. One, because you out there, you getting it, right? You're like, all right, I'm doing this, and this, right? So whatever this, and that is, you're manifesting, you're just like, I'm coming to get it, right? The other thing is, right, I'm looking at my reflection. This is another woman of color. It's stuff that I'm not doing, right? But I know that, yo, Tiff, you did this, so what's next? Or I know someone who needs you here. That's exciting. Like, let's clap it up.
Thank
Yay!
you. Well, spoiler alert, that's like another course down the line about like
What you mean?
investing in real estate.
It's never a spoiler alert. This is how we build wealth. And I want to share my journey. It's not, we gotta stop being like, well, I got my little business. Come like, no, it's, hey,
Yes.
you know, find the people who sharing, loving on you, excited, who want to learn from you. That's the vibe we on. We ain't behind the scene talking about like, it's not a spoiler alert. This is what's happening. And I can tell you, Tifany was that's all I'm gonna do. Because that is, oh, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I
Now,
received a phone call about the grant at the closing, and I'm like, this is I'm ready. Just bring it on, bring it on. But it's also what you put in, you know? And I think we had that in the last conversation. It's what you put in. The more you put in, the more you receive.
and it's all good, but there's still a process. So Tifany mentioned systems, right? Now I want to also talk to you about preparing others for this mindset shift, right? Because as I've mentioned, you know, in certain instances, you're not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks or every week. So what is the mindset that one, I want to do this business, have to have in order to have it sustained?
Right. Well, you first have to definitely change your mindset. If it's not a positive one, it has to change. I had to change from a negative mindset. I had to unlearn, you know, negative behaviors and learn things that I was not taught. So, you know, my mindset was, I can't do this. I'm a woman of color, right? Only other types of people get, you know, opportunities like this. I don't have like this particular type of degree or this type of licensing or this type of certification. But then I realized, where am I going to get with that mindset? So that's definitely important to shift your mind, to have a positive mindset. Specifically in this business, you do not need a degree. You do not need an MBA. You do, all you need is the motivation, the drive, the willingness to do the work, right? And you will succeed. You absolutely will succeed, because mindset is everything. Whether you're an entrepreneur or not, your mindset is everything.
And my comment, Ann, is you really have to take care of yourself. Like
Yes.
that has become like my new jam. Before we got on air today, Tifany asked me how I was doing. I'm physically tired, but I'm not unmotivated, if that
Right.
makes sense. And so even if I have to, I meaning I, or I give directives to say, hey, can you do this, or can you schedule this? Can you do that? That gives me some time to do something called take naps,
Yes.
right? Which I don't know.
And we normalize naps, please. I am here for it. I am
Yeah.
100% here for it. I'm moving into with this. I'm moving because I'm also offering coaching, and in my calendar, I'm off on some days. First, I had 7 days a week, and then I said, let me take the weekends off. Then I said, well, maybe just Saturday. So for now, 100% no. I'm trying to not do anything work related on a Sunday, because self-care is everything. It's extremely important. You turn around on the news, people are just, unfortunately not waking up the next day, or, they're just, sickness is real and the exhaustion is real, and you need to take care of yourself. And that's why I built this business, because I saw it myself. I saw passionate, vibrant educators go from that light to just dim. And it's just no bueno. It's just not good. So you have to find a way to remove yourself from that. Burnout is real. Burnout is not simply just about being tired. Burnout is physically, it affects you physically, emotionally, and mentally, which is why, as I discussed with you before, I had to take my leave of absence, which eventually led to full resignation. Now I'm hoping to target those same aspiring entrepreneurs that are in a place where they feel like there's nothing else that they can do, because there is. You just need someone like me to show you that.
with all the good energy that you have. And so let's unpack something a little bit different, right? Because um, I consider the coaching consulting work almost like therapy.
Mm,
What has entrepreneurship so far taught you
mm,
as a business, like just generally? What has it
yeah.
taught you so far about yourself?
Well, I'm definitely one to be about it. I'm not. I don't have an idea and simply let it sit or let it be stagnant. I act on it. I act on every idea. I'm big about pen to paper. I
Mm,
write things down. I like to do lists. I tackle things in order, one at a time. And entrepreneurship has showed me that I'm capable. I have a lot of skills that I didn't even realize I had because I wasn't utilizing them as an educator,
mm,
or at least not as much, right? In the day, you have a schedule. You're teaching whatever time to whatever time, and then you get home and now you're dealing with home life if you didn't plan accordingly. Because if you didn't plan, now you're planning at home, and it's like what, what,
right.
what entrepreneurship showed me like, okay, now I have to, because you're running the show, right? So that time management, that all of that is everything. So what I thought I couldn't do when I was teaching, like, oh, I can do this. I just needed the correct environment. I
Mm,
just needed to stop crying at 2 a.m. about how am I gonna do this the next day. Once I got past that, once those, because now if I'm waking up at 2 a.m., I'm waking up because I got this. I'm excited about this podcast. I had this great idea. I'm writing it down. That's what's keeping me up at night now. Not the anxiety, not the stomach aches, not all the other things that was happening when I was teaching. I'm moving past that. So yes, entrepreneurship showed me that you can work and love what you do. And not to say I didn't love teaching, because I did. It was the system that I did not love. The system for educators is not designed to support their well-being. It just is not.
wow.
So being an entrepreneur showed me I can do the work I love doing it, keep doing it. I don't have to move away from helping children. I don't have to move away from my passion of teaching. I just have to be my own boss.
Mm. All right, so I'm gonna dig a little bit. I'm gonna be in your business, right? So, couple of things that I heard you say is that, and I'm gonna just paraphrase it from what I heard, is that you are taking things that you'd be inspired to do, to create, that leans into your spirit. You are writing them down, you're acting on them
Yes.
almost immediately,
Yes.
right? To me, that sounds like a bit of freedom.
Oh.
And this is why I wanna unpack this. I wanna lean into that just slightly if I have permission to do so from
Oh,
you.
please, please.
Because not only did you are you responsible with your wealth
Mhm.
process, managing credit. You're right now on a track record. You're paying people back. I don't hear you. I'm not suggesting that you are like a multi-billionaire yet.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that you're not, those are things that you're not, that's not keeping you up. What's keeping
Right.
you up is this like, let me see how this is gonna work. And
Mhm.
your energies are focused in on building your wealth and your freedom. I needed to lean into that because when we are, and this is no shot, no shame to those who are working full time. I want to be very clear about that statement because at some point we have to navigate through that space of working for someone else, unless you're
Right.
super brilliant and you just out the gate just decide that this is the pathway you're going to take. So I want to land that first. But the fact that you are up certain times of the night and you are free.
Mm.
I
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know how else to describe that, but that's what I equate it to is because, and I'm not in your books. I don't know all the details, right? but you're not concerned about, are my children safe? Is my husband safe? My family safe? Do we have enough? That is, you're in this dope creative space where, like, what else is coming? I want you to tell me about what I mean. I'm here with you. I know what it. I am in this space full time. Tiffany's in this space full time, and it's a different. And again, we're not multi-billionaires yet, right? But there is a certain level of, oh, I want to try this. Well, let's just do it. Like, because you made the decision to do so. I really want you to unpack that, because as you are exuding your energy to those who are going to be coming with and connecting with you, how do you emphasize them understanding that?
I love that you said that, because we literally speak to that in the course. It's like a whole module on that, on freedom, literally, because that's exactly what entrepreneurship brings you, is freedom. And specifically in this industry, you're not being told what to teach. You're not being told the schedule of the day. You're not being given a colleague that you can't work with. You're choosing your colleagues, right? You're hiring your own staff. And if it's not working for you, you're letting them go. So yes, freedom is in so many ways. It's the freedom to do those things, the logistics, and then it's also the freedom to focus on you. You're waking up when you want to wake up. You're going, you're traveling when you want to travel, not when school's out, not summertime, not Christmas holiday break, none of that. When you want to take a vacation, right? You want to close, you can close. The freedom is just, it's very important, because it also brings you just whole new, just in like you're just, this weight is lifted, and now everything begins to improve instantly. And I can tell you that because I was there. I helped improve instantly. I couldn't walk for 10 minutes without having to sit down when I was teaching.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, with the constant standing and circulating the classroom, I did a lot of damage to my knees, to my back, and I put on heels today. Because I took pictures, right? Remember I told you I couldn't even put heels on anymore?
I remember.
I put on heels today. And I was like, my intentions were just sit in them, but I was walking around. I was like, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Because stress kills. It affects you physically.
Wow.
So yes, the stress that job was bringing me was affecting me physically, mentally, emotionally. So yeah, the freedom from all of that. That word freedom has, it covers so many facets. But yes, entrepreneurship does just that. It gives you freedom.
I received that. I know I'm in the space, but I just received that even more, because I know what it is. And again, the emphasis that Tifany is talking about is proper planning. Having good credit allows you to gain access to other people's money to be able to use and build your dreams, but also responsibly. I don't think Tifany is out there buying bags. I heard investment property.
Right.
What I heard.
Right.
But
it comes with sacrifices too, because I had to explain to the children. My daughter just turned 15, 16, and I had to explain to her, we can't throw you this big bashment. I have to close. I have things that have to be done. So you got to be prepared to make those sacrifices. You cannot try to keep up with the Joneses. If you want to be successful in this line of work, there will be a time for that, right? But in the beginning, you have to work towards it, and it means sacrifices. So no bags yet.
No. None. I'm gonna say not even one.
Not even. Well, I mean, I had a few things before I came in, because that's before I realized that that's not what I needed. But now that I have like goals, and I'm
laser focused in on this thing, and that comes with a level of understanding about, you have a purpose and your value to this ecosystem. It shifts. It's just different. I've said it a couple of times. I have a budget for stuff, and how many shoes do I really need? I don't. but I still, understand that this importance of building and processing and also making sure that the things that we need are taken care of. But going back to this freedom thing, it is it hits different.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
It hits different. Now, Tifany, let's really talk more about where do we find this specific, how do we get involved with your course? Reintroduce us. You said it's from burnout to boss. What is
Yes. So
that? How do we get involved with that?
okay, so from Burnout to Boss is the series, and the debut course is how to build a childcare business. So you visit us at trainingothers2succeed.com. If you were to go there now, you would come to a landing page. You scroll through it, and then if you sign up, you receive a free download, and you will join our waiting list. Which, when we launch the course, well, prior to launching the course, you'll receive like important information, and then you'll have first access to to purchasing the course when we launch, which is expected to happen at the end of August. So I'm very excited about that. And yes, that's the other part of what's keeping me up in that, because I'm just constantly going into designing the course and all the different things that come into creating this. It's just so exciting because it's like it's from idea to seeing it happen, and I'm loving it. The process, I'm loving all of it, and that's what we want to do at TOTS. We want to take aspiring entrepreneurs from idea to thriving business without the pitfalls.
So
and then we're on almost every social media platform, just training others to succeed.
All right. So I don't want to hear no excuses. Tifany is a definite to know and also to learn from. But I'm not gonna let you go just yet, Tifany. Not just yet. Give some tips, right? Some practical tips. They're taking the course. Now what?
I strongly recommend the coaching, because you could have told me how to open my childcare business, and as intelligent as I believe I am, I still would have needed someone to hold my hand through some parts of the process. And with having someone who's already been there, it's ideal. So I can help you avoid those pitfalls that can not only cost you time, but cost you money. We don't want to spend money unnecessarily. So I strongly encourage you to purchase the coaching. It can come, either with the package, you can get the package only, or you can get the coaching only. But I strongly recommend the course with the coaching.
And what else?
That
tips. Yes.
The weekly emails that you're going to get, I strongly urge that you sign up for the wait list, because the weekly emails that you're going to receive are informative. They're going to provide you with information, tips on how you can prepare for the course, on how you can take yourself out of burnout. So, especially if you're approaching it, because we don't want to get there, right? We definitely don't want to get there. So follow up, sign up for the wait list, read through those emails. I designed them myself. So all the information in there, is, it's good. It's good stuff. So I strongly recommend that you sign up for the wait list and you read through those emails that you're going to receive.
And finally, what is the legacy that you hope to leave through this aspect of the work that you're now engaged in?
I hope to leave people with understanding the importance of building a legacy, understanding the importance of generational wealth, and just leaving something behind for your children. Nothing was left for me. I started everything that I've done from zero, even from after I graduated high school. I went through the whole college process on my own, from application to graduation. Start building these systems now. Start putting in these things in place now for those that come behind you. And you don't have to have children to do that. It takes a village, right? I don't know if I told you, I'm hosting Summer Youth this summer, and I'm loving it. And I'm also taking the opportunity to I see some of these, simple things like calling me an hour after you're supposed to be here to say you're running late. No one's clearly telling them, teaching them about
etiquette,
the real world, You know, so I'm taking that opportunity. To some of you wasn't just to give them a job and put money in their pocket. I want to give them the wisdom that they're going to need if they want to be successful after high school. So take this opportunity to build not only for you, not only for your children, but just for the world. You know, for the people who don't have someone in their corner, for the young people that don't have someone in their corner, especially people of color. I'm doing this for you, showing you that it's possible.
And Tifany is also healing the young girl that didn't have that. How about that?
Yes.
How about that? I can say that I can say some aspects are healed just because of what I'm doing within this space. So hopefully I wasn't overstepping, but
no, not at all.
That's what I believe. So
absolutely.
Introducing From Burnout to Boss, Steps to Owning a Childcare Business with Tifany Thomas, the founder and CEO of Training Others to Succeed. Tifany, thank you for taking me up on the option. I am
always a pleasure.
uber proud of you.
Thank you.
I am like this is joyful, and I'm so looking forward to seeing what you have the courage to do next, because I know it's going to be dope.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything.
I got one more question. What you listening to on your soundtrack these days? What juju? Because it seemed like it's the music, the prayers, or something.
You know, ever since I founded TOTS, I haven't really had time to do anything but TOTS outside of my obvious obligations. So I don't really have time to listen to music. Honestly, when I do have time to listen to anything, like if I'm driving, I'm listening to like inspirational, motivational, you know, things of that nature, audio books, that type of thing. I feel like I need to hear it as much as possible to keep that motivation going. Yeah, that's what it is for me now.
Tifany drinking water. She motivated. She got good credit, and she's free.
Yes.
Free.
Yes.
She's free. Tifany Thomas, everyone, founder and CEO of Training Others to Succeed. I'm sending you virtual hugs and kisses.
Thank you.
I want to keep up to date with you, Tifany.
Oh, you know I'm going to keep in touch.
Well, that part I do know. She plays 0 games. So, sending you virtual hugs, and I look forward to seeing you in person again soon.
Likewise.
Training Others to Succeed with Tifany Thomas.
Make sure you check out the
website, links, all the good stuff on the social platform. It's Training Others to Succeed. Not hard to find. So long, Tifany.
Bye. Thank you.
Whoo! I'm full. I am so full. I don't think you quite understand how happy I am. I know she's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna share this. Tifany is super dope. Like, I don't think we met virtually, had opportunity to do some coaching sessions, but she was already on fire when I met her, right? And to see all that she is accomplishing now just brings me chill of excitement. So this is what I consider a success story. There's a lot of success, but this is beyond. So salute to you, Tifany, Training Others to Succeed. And y'all better like, follow, and just think about the services, and also think about, you know, being connected to Tifany and her services. But I want to just lend, because, you know, I don't just like to leave y'all without good information, because our discussion was so beautiful and so fruitful. But here's a couple of things that Tifany lent us to. Get a coach, create a network, and also what I would like to add is ensure that your personal credit is in order, right? You're able to build, you're able to grow when you manage responsibly the things that you have going on. So there you have it, friends. There you have it. And I want to tell you that it becomes really important when you have someone in your space who's able to share what they know. Training Others to Succeed. That is Tifany's information. And if you want more information, please check her out on all of the social platforms. I am Anita Pierce, the founder and CEO of 11375. If you are interested in some of our services, please do not hesitate to like, share, and follow us on 11375. If you're interested in being featured on this show, want to buy ad space, we do answer the phone, 718-691-8966, or you can email us or DM us at 11375. Our email is info@11375.com. So good to see you, loved ones, and I'm looking forward to have you connecting with us, joining us for another episode of The Real Journey of Entrepreneurship. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Stay tuned. This week, I'm thinking about the importance of focus. Focusing on yourself, focusing on your business if you have one, just focusing on purpose. One of the things that I'm learning is that having focus is a requirement. Being very strategic, aligning all of your things that you do with the goals that you have on your life. Focus isn't optional. It's actually imperative to your business growth. So stay the course and keep pressing. Focus, focus, focus. It will happen. Welcome to 11375. My name is Anita Pierce, and I am your Chief Experience Officer. At 11375, we offer strategic alignment solutions specific to you and your business goals, and also connecting everything with social impact. So if you are looking for a really amazing organization where we help you to focus your strategy and connecting it with social impact, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are on all the social platforms, and you can contact us at 11375.